You know, it's funny, one of the questions I like to ask, I'll ask guys kind of what their guilty TV pleasure is. And some guys say, well, all they watch is ESPN, they don't watch anything else. And some, are into reality TV and all. Yeah. So I'll say, okay, what would be the one reality TV show you would kick butt on? I think we need to get you on The Bachelor.
I was already offered to go on The Bachelor in 2005.
Are you serious?
Bachelor in Europe, and I turned it down. I don't think that my private life is anybody's business, and I respect the fact that those people choose to have the limelight, but it's not for me. I always said, and I actually got my wish, just kind of weird, but I always said I wanted to play, play in the major leagues without all the hype. I love the game. I play it because I love the game. I don't play it because I want the notoriety. I always played it because I know how the game's played. I'm good at it. And I really enjoy it. And that was the only thing I really liked with baseball. I loved the money part, but I never got a taste of it. So, and when it comes back down to it, I really played for the right reasons, and I still am. And that part's been really fun. I think the best the Travel Channel is my favorite channel. I watch, Anthony Bourdain on No Reservations, and I love that show. And I mean, to me, my dream job would be to be the Travel Channel guy and go over and do exposés on all the minor league ballparks in the country. I think it'd be a fantastic job for me. I know people pretty much everywhere I've gone. Here's the funny thing. I actually took a trip from 2007 when I was in Sussex, New Jersey, and I drove all the way cross country by myself in my car that just had turned 193,000 miles this year, by the way, Ford Explorer.
Oh,
I'd like to do a Ford
gosh. Okay.
But anyway, I drove all the way from New Jersey in Sussex County to Vacaville, California, and I didn't pay for a single night's hotel room. I stayed with friends the entire way.
Okay, baseball does?
Yeah. And I was always one of my biggest feats. And it was never anything. It was like, my mom always says, you could probably go anywhere in the country and never pay for a hotel room. I go, yeah, if you're willing to drive 17 hours without stopping, I could go anywhere. So I mean, I went all the way from Sussex, upstate New Jersey, to St. Louis, Missouri to stay with my friend Lance Burkhart, who is an old friend with the Brewers, and then he got me up at 6 in the morning and we went fishing the next day. So I mean, it was one of those things where flying by the seat of my pants. Then I went and stayed in Kansas City with some old friends that actually hosted me when I played for the T-Bones in the Northern League in 04-05. So I stayed there with them for like 2 or 3 days and rested up, and then went down and stayed in the Colorado Springs with a friend of my dad's who used to work with him, and then another friend in Las Vegas, and then I made the last 12 hours home. So it was pretty cool.
If you could trade places with one person per day, who would it be?
Wow, that's a good one. Probably anybody in the big leagues. Just to get the feeling when you walk out on that field, and preferably somebody that plays for the A's, because that's my favorite team. I'd love to go and just have a day to just get in the lineup and hear Roy Steele announce my name and have me come out and get a couple of hits, and that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Now, I know there are no shortage of characters and unusual folks and whatever, but who is the most unique or unusual individual you have met in your playing career?
Oh, wow. Wow, there's so many. Gosh, I can't even, I say Jose Lima. I played with Jose last year, and boy, let me tell you, what a treat, what an honor. It was sad to see him pass, obviously, this year, but boy, there's a guy who loved life, and lived it hard and lived it fun and just enjoyed every day. And I think that was a guy who I really thought was a character, and not knowing him, you don't know. You see what you see the emotion, but he was a God person, and he was a person who really believed in himself. And I love that about him. He was always up front. He always said what was on his mind, and people respected him for that. He was very humble, very nice man. So I think he was probably one of the biggest characters. I mean, there's been characters on the other side of the coin that we probably don't need to talk about, but just everybody in general that I've gotten a chance to play with. I mean, there's guys on every team that do things that are they're different, and you see the individuality of this game. I mean, people. You can come from every different walk of life. You can come from a great family, you can come from a poor family, you can come from whatever, and come from another country. A lot of the guys from the Latin countries they're so starved to make it that they do anything, and you don't have that growing up in the United States. Getting a chance to travel to Italy, you see, in Europe in general, you see that it's a different life over there. When you live and you speak another language every day and you stop thinking in English, and then you come back and you see the things that people complain about, you're just like, I'm beside myself sometimes. I just like, wow, can't believe you're complaining about that,
Yeah.
The carpet's not good enough in your house. So they don't have carpet there, They don't have ice cubes, It's like the little things that we take for granted and complain about are never, and I never complained in the beginning. I was always raised to, be happy with what you got. and I am, you know, which is why this is great. You know, this is by far the best opportunity that I've had to play. Other than I spent a month in AAA on the Phantom Disabled list, so it never shows up on the list. But
Nashville, or
I was with the Diamondbacks in AAA in Tucson, and you know, I had my locker and the uniform, and I was almost activated one day. That was like a dream of mine, just to get to AAA, you know, and you know, so I tell people, oh, I've spent a month in AAA, and they look me up in the computer and they go, oh no, you didn't. I go, well, fine. You're right, I never got in a game. But I was there, I did the whole thing, took BP every day, lived in the clubhouse, was with all sorts of big league guys that year, Jay Bell, Matt Williams, all those guys came down, and Greg Swindell, I mean, you name it, they were all there. And half of those guys that I played with are in the big leagues, Brandon Webb, Chad Tracy, those are all good friends, you know, all old roommates and teammates, and Matt Cada, just all those guys. You know, but to have the opportunity to play in 3 different organizations for a little bit of time, and especially being a kid from Vacaville, you know, I mean, who would have thought that, you know, going from a place like that, nowhere, that you could actually fulfill a dream. It was really cool. So it's been a lot of fun.